listen as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge, no hidden, it's free for the play. Tap it right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. Know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I am your host, Coco, and joining me this week is the King of Asheville, King Paul, Mr. More Than You Can See.
What's up, y'all? Good evening.
And then we also have, one of my favorite problem people, Mr. Quentin Moore, aka Semantic, the iconoclast.
Peace. What's going on, people?
And we are missing one. We're missing the Jew, Baltimore's finest, the most creative person in the world. She may be joining us a little bit later. She has some things to tend to. So, but she'll be here soon. Anywho, how was your day?
My day was all right. Therapy this morning, therapy this afternoon, rain this afternoon, and now I'm just chilling. And it's still raining. So hopefully the reception will stay in.
Yeah, same here. It's like off and on. What's going on with you, kid?
Yeah, same here. It started raining. I made $100 on the lift before I had to call it a day. So I was trying to get back here by 7 o'clock. So I started around 2, and I was shocked I made 100 because I usually don't hit my goal on Wednesdays. Because I start off so late, but I had to go. I had to get up early, go see this apartment, and I don't think I'm gonna take it because they were talking about the laundromat is upstairs. I'm like, I don't need the laundromat. I got my own washing machine and dryer.
Right.
They were like, well, if you want to get the washing machine and dryer connections, it's gonna be an extra whatchamacallit. I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do it here. So I'm gonna keep looking.
Why is that? Just the hookup? Are you serious?
Yeah.
They want to use their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to use their stuff. I was like, why do I have my stuff and you want me to use your stuff when I got to fight with 8 to 10 other people in that unit for the washing machine to dry when I can just simply pop in my stuff in my own stuff.
Right. That's perfect.
I don't like doing communal. I don't like doing communal too much of anything. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what them people got.
Hello.
No, end it. Yeah. But my day was I told you all about my day. Y'all already know. But I ain't gonna expound on it too much. But all in all, I had a good day today. Let's go into the mental health check-in. I'm sorry, because I was about to skip it. So before we discuss some current events, we're gonna do the mental health check-in. My mental health today is good. My day was busy, but it was a good day. Yeah, I don't have nothing bad to say. I keep freezing. But who want to go next?
Another day above ground.
Yeah, I'm chilling, just hustling, trying to get business handled on my end so I could figure out where I'm going, where I'm gonna move to, or whether or not I'm gonna stay here another year. I really don't want to stay here another year, so we'll figure it out. But we good.
Okay, Paul.
Another day above ground. I shall not complain. Hello there, Jew. Another day above ground.
Okay. But while we're waiting for Jude, I guess we're going to before we start, I guess I will do a little bit more until she come back on. So we have a couple of different topics, from political to some community things and some like open things we want to talk about. But before we get into the topics, I have something to say. So from Monday's show, we discussed some things, and it pissed the Black community off. I'm not even going to deep dive into it. I just wanted to just say a general statement, and I guess you guys can expound if you want to as well. We talked about racism. The question that was asked by a viewer was if Black people could be racist. We all had different opinions and things like that. So we do like snippets of reels and post it. So the whole panel got called stupid. We were called uneducated and everything else. So for those of you who wanted us to be upset behind our perspective, our viewpoint, we're not. I'm just happy that we were able to spark a conversation. But I wish we would have the same energy about that, about someone's perspective, because if clearly no one watched the show in its entirety, y'all just saw a snippet and went off. And we talk about that often, how people will take a piece of something and judge you and call you all kinds of names and everything like that. Good thing that we don't take this internet thing too seriously, or else we would be completely upset. I'm not. But what I will say is, I wish I had that same energy when I post snippets of positivity, of uplifting the community, of education, of things that we need, of structure for our community, things that's going to help. When we talk about these laws that's coming, about the past, nobody says anything. But when we hold our own community accountable, this is what happens. And we're going to keep holding ourselves accountable because we are part of the community too. So it's about holding us all accountable and addressing the real issues. Now, if that can spark something and bring people in to have bigger conversations, we welcome that. So to those who think we're stupid, continue to, because what y'all had to do was go and do your research. But if you listen to everything in its entirety, the definition of racism was put out there. Also, the definition of prejudice was put out there so that we can give a clear, definitive answer without using our personal feelings. That's what that was about. So that's all I have on that. Do anyone else want to comment?
Hi, the
Yeah.
Pappy.
Yeah, and to the person who felt the need to DM my friend based off of her own viewpoint, and perspective without knowing how the whole show went. And she even explained and gave good reason of why, to make people do some research and bring awareness to it. Y'all called this girl stupid, illiterate, and we was stupid for not challenging her, and we was all of this and all that. That's crazy. That says a lot about the ignorance and the gall that some people have. Because I've gotten DMs before too. But it's just funny to me how when we talk about uplifting, don't nobody DM. But soon as y'all get mad and then your feelings and got your little panties in a bunch, we the bad guy.
But
I
I
don't
just
think
want to say this. They probably ain't gonna like what I say this either, but I personally don't care because the truth hurts. I'm Black, so I gave my Black opinion, and I knew that it was gonna make Black people mad because, like I said before, and I say on this good app all the time, nobody get mad at the truth when we speak it more than Black people. I mean, I spoke on my opinion when it came to racism because I grew up in Maryland, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. You can't speak. I mean, I don't care that people, I have an opinion that people feel the way they feel, but I don't care that you feel, your type of way, because that's your opinion, and that's not your experience. Somebody even put one of the persons said, what they say, if that was forced on you. Yeah, it was. I say that in the show. If you watch the show, you would know that. I tell you, they took us every day in elementary school, every year, to see slave stuff, to the Black Wax Museum and things like that. They did force upon some of those things on us. You feel me? And I grew up in an urban area. So this is my opinion. I grew up in the 90s around when black families were moving into white neighborhoods. I didn't know anything about that, but I learned about it because of racism. Because I grew up around in the 90s a white only pool in a neighborhood where black people was in it. And my parents bowled at a bowling alley with a white only pool with a sign up in the 90s. So when you tell me about racism and where I've been, you know, I've been around some racist black people and some racist white people. I just said, if you went and watched the show, all I said was everybody's racist. Everybody is racist. Everybody does some racism, some form of racism. Not saying like everybody particularly, but every race of people have some kind of racism, and it is a taught behavior. That's all I was saying. I'm coming. Let me text you.
Put your wig on.
Girl.
You want
I
to
mean,
go?
yeah, I mean, it's good they called us ignorant, stupid, whatever. I don't care either because they tuned into the show. They tuned into the show. They took time out of their day to tune into the show. So thank you very much. Thank you for your patronage. Okay. Now, like Jude said, truth hurts. Yeah, black people can be racist against other black people. Is it, it's under a definition of colorism, but it's still a form of racism. Bottom line, if people get offended by what I said, I'll give them my email address. We can debate there. We can debate on Facebook. I'll give you my phone number if you want to take it that deep. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I fear nothing out here. No man, no animal, no nothing out here. I fear nothing out here.
They're not even worth that. They probably black Trump supporters.
Right, probably. But they have to understand, I think like Clarence Thomas, he's racist against his own people. He's black, he's racist. That's why he passed that. He helped pass the Voting Rights Act law because he benefited from it. He don't want to see other people in his skin tone benefit from what he benefited from. That's a form of racism.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get around that.
Racism is about hate, oppression, and everything else. That's why I purposefully gave the definition. Now, for me, with colorism, ageism, and all of those things, to me, those are for me different. And that's the form of like self-hate and just thinking like one complexion or one color. It's different from race because when you talk about race, it's like white, black, Asian, all that stuff. But when we talk about colorism, it's when we talk about the different hues or thinking one is better than the other. But when we talk about racism, we talk about hate, we talk about oppression based on certain behaviors, action, things, and all of that stuff. Now,
see, there's interracial.
Now, because can we say we are racist for reason? Yeah. But it's very much warranted. And I can see why people were outraged by it. But and that's why I always challenge people. If you went back and watched the entire show and you saw why I asked with the definition and everybody gave their view, I'm not challenging nobody on what they think because you have to educate yourself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the tools to do the research and educate yourself and we can have a conversation. But I would never belittle nobody that look like me or sound like me. What I'm going to do is educate you. And that's what I responded in one of the comments. I'm not going to sit up here and go back and forth with you, but thank you for your comment because now we can educate and spread awareness.
See, the problem is they don't know the difference.
Educate me.
They don't know the difference between inter and intra. Okay. Interracial means between the two races. Intra is within one race. That's where the problem lies. If they look up the definition between those two predicates, I mean those two I forgot what they call that part of the language. It'll define it all. But thank you for your patience, whoever you are. Calling us ignorant, stupid, and all that.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have one last thing to say. What baffles me and behooves me is the picking and the choosing. Because one minute these same people will say, I wish somebody would. And all of this, and we hold on to slavery. We do this. We shouldn't do all of this stuff when it comes to slavery. We hold on to that. We need to let it go. We bigger than this, and we'll stand up. We gonna fight. We gonna do all of this stuff, right? Soon as somebody mention or attach us to it. But then when somebody separates it, or we not owning it, or and something like that, you still mad. You can't pick and choose when you want to use slavery as a weapon to win an argument or debate, or when it suits your best, when it suits your needs. That's crazy to me. You can't pick and choose when you want to do that.
Well, my thing is, just because there's a group of people who don't want to let what happened during that time hold them back and keep them oppressed, and keep using that as a reason for why not, because Black people are evolving.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what happened back then, there are people that are not letting that be the narrative. Black people don't want that to be our narrative. Yes, that's the story, that's our history, but that ain't our narrative. That's the stuff that we have overcome. And the more everybody keep trying to push that narrative that we should be mad because of this and be mad because of that, it overshadows how much we've grown because of the things that we've been through. The ancestors and everybody before. Nobody got to be mad. You can be aware without being angry about it. Because that's what we grew up angry. Because they forced it on us all the time. Nobody want to be mad about that. That's why everybody got wrinkles in their foreheads and stuff. We want to walk around mad about something that happened in the past.
Man,
See both sides.
these people that y'all speaking of, I seen some of the stuff. I couldn't see everything. I don't know why I couldn't see all the comments. But ignorance to me is speaking on something that you don't know nothing about.
Mm-hmm.
And for you to speak on somebody else's lived experience that you know nothing about is ignorance.
Yep.
Now, we all had different viewpoints. Like I say, like Coco said, y'all saw little clips, little snippets or something. Go back and watch the whole show and then have something to say. Educate yourself before opening your mouth. Now, we all had varying opinions on the subject of Black people being racist and prejudiced.
Mm-hmm.
We all have different lived experience, and we all spoke on our lived experience. My lived experience came from the 60s. So my lived experience is a whole lot different from everybody else on the panel. Understand, nobody had nothing to complain about what I said as far as I'm feeling that Black people were prejudiced against each other, not racist, because that's the era I grew up in. That's what I grew up with. I mean, I went from North Carolina to Alabama to New Jersey to Texas to Germany. All before I was 11 years old. So I done seen everything. Black people were prejudiced against each other if one had a little bit more than the other one had. But Black people wasn't racist during my time towards each other. Because I'm telling you, I seen the beautiful, most dark-skinned girls, and I seen the most beautiful light-skinned girls. I mean, there was no judgment for me. Believe that.
They was fine.
There was no judgment. There was no judgment when we was playing spin the bottle. If it ain't on the light-skinned sister, fine. If it ain't on the dark-skinned sister, fine. I'm happy. I'm saying white folks were racist towards Black people, towards us then, because they had the position and the power to hold us down. We weren't in no position of power to hold them down. So don't come on here telling somebody that was born after the 60s, in the 80s, 90s, whatever, 70s, 80s, and 90s, that they are ignorant because they lived a different experience, because they didn't live the experience that I lived. I'm not going to call them ignorant. I'm going to learn because I'm listening, because things have evolved. People have evolved in the way they treat each other, mistreat each other. If you dissatisfied with something you hear on the show, fine. Be adult enough about it to bring it to our face. Don't be going to nobody's inbox
Then we can have a conversation.
No, don't be a coward going in somebody's inbox trying to insult them and get on them about something. Bring it to the show. Bring it to all of us. Don't attack one. We come over here as a family, a unit. So don't try to attack one. Now I'm gonna step back because we still got a show to do. But I'm gonna step back. Yeah.
Inbox me. I don't care. I responded back to the person. I wasn't rude or nothing. You feel me? But I mean, your opinion is your opinion. That just goes to show. You feel me? I'm still gonna get mine.
Right. But it was like, what were we supposed to do? Cuss you out, do that. No, first of all, we're grown, we're adults.
They wanted us to be
And even
ignorant.
like we understand that we can disagree and still be respectful and have a conversation and get our point of view out without belittling the next person. That's the issue with people, and especially with social media, because people think they can say whatever they want on social media, but because they know they can't say it to your face. But my whole point was keep the same energy when I'm reposting the things that we talk about of positivity in our community, things that uplift the community. When I talk about supporting our businesses and all of that stuff, nobody says anything. Where's all of these comments? Are you supporting your community? Since we ignorant,
Ignorant.
I'm,
We ain't ignorant. We ignorant.
you know what they're doing? You know what they're doing? They're probably punching the air in frustration, like Trey from Boys in the Hood. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't like when I felt the panel was right in addressing that issue, and I felt we were all right in what we said. Now, if they took it a certain way, that's on them.
Mhm.
However, you know, don't go behind our backs and blah this, that, and the third, and then when you see us, hey, how you doing?
Oh no, we
Nah,
stupid. We said
right,
no. The one that got
right.
me, the one that tickled my little fancy was the one that said they all stupid. Well,
Yeah.
and then there was one who
Imagine
kind
that.
of agreed and was like,
L
he said,
stupid D, stupid dough, L
right.
stupid D.
I said, I'm gonna take
STU.
a screenshot, put it up here, right? Because
Oh,
and I felt like we were trying to
Not
be trigger and
me.
so but you want to say we not racist? How do you take us who don't even know us based off of a snippet, a 1 minute video?
yeah.
And people don't
Yeah,
have no
well,
comprehension skills. That's what I'm saying. I usually say that reading is fundamental and comprehension a must. But now, for some people, you gotta have listening is a must. LIM for them to comprehend any damn thing. You gotta have that put in there for them because they cannot comprehend stuff. You cannot put together any type of opinion on a snippet.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that?
Them.
Where do they do that? I need to meet them so I can see how they manage to formulate some kind of comprehensive thought out of a snippet. You don't know what the whole conversation about. It could have been about who was the biggest mandingo back in 1822. It could have been anything. You come in on the end. You come in on the end on a snippet. Oh, y'all some stupid people. Y'all ignorant. Well, that
Not
shows you
the
just haven't lived enough. Cause
not the Mandingo,
your mind
N-
been closed in a box.
not the Mandingo.
Anyway, so, so
Yeah,
speaking of ignorance,
ignorant.
all right, y'all president and they had a shooting at the at the White House. So this is our first topic for the night. So on Monday, May 4th, U.S. Secret Service agent shot an armed man who allegedly opened fire on them near the Washington Monument. The incident occurred at approximately 3:30 p.m. near 15th Street and Independence Avenue, Southwest. Briefly placing the White House under lockdown. Details of the incident: the plainclothes Secret Service agent spotted the suspicious individual with the imprint of a firearm When uniformed officers attempted to approach him, the man fled on foot, drew a gun, and fired at agents. The suspect was shot by law enforcement and transported to a local hospital. His condition remains undisclosed. I'm not sure about now. I got this information a couple of days ago. A minor was caught in the crossfire and sustained non-life-threatening injuries. The shooting took place shortly after the Vice President, J.D. Vance motorcade passed through the area. Through officials stated there is no immediate indication that the motorcade was a target. How do y'all feel about it?
I feel like they need to stop setting up these alleged assassination attempts for clout.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you turn around, like, these are just the most unsuccessful people I've ever met in my life. But it's just weird. Like, I mean, it just, for it to be so much hate, put around in the world. I never seen them be able. First of all, why are they able to take so many attempts on the president? Whether we like them or not.
That part.
How was that? I remember when Obama was the president, they even went to the extent to put bulletproof shields around him. Y'all mean to tell me y'all ain't even thinking to do that yet? So is it real or is it fake? Because y'all be taking extra measurements on certain people, but this supposed to be the people's president over there. You feel me? And y'all ain't do nothing to, spoof up the attempt measures. Did y'all see how easy it was for that guy to rush past?
But they set it up.
You might be able to get that close with a gun to a president in my all years of living. No more. I mean, that's stuff that we used to see in the history books about, nobody who unalived one of them so far was close enough. You feel me? They were always. All I'm saying is how they so. Y'all mean to tell me y'all that lax now? The government that lax while you barking all this stuff to these other countries? And y'all this lax? It's so easy for them to get to you here in the country and trouble outside the country. I'm worried. I'm worried because you're putting us in danger and you're showing how vulnerable we are. And then you playing around, make you this show. He's smiling and playing like people trying to unalive him. Ain't nobody y'all doing this. You trying to figure out any way to keep you in the office longer. I'm sick of it. My question is, when are we getting the man out the office? When
they keep missing. I mean,
they don't even gotta do that. My thing is, it's not a lot of things he's doing illegal. Why is he still the president? What rights do we have as the people? What is Congress and them doing? I'm just out. How you?
I'm over
it. And even take it a step further, everybody keeps saying impeach. His last term, how many times did they do an impeachment, or he was going to be impeached when his term was over? He was going to be in jail. They was going to prosecute. We're going to do the same thing again. They lying. That's the lie. Every time they talk about impeachment, is to try to shut people up and knowing they get ready to do something else. That's what they do. It's just all fake. And then my thing is, even with them, with all of these or all of these shootings, my thing is I'm worried because not only that they're getting shot at, but okay, y'all keep missing. I've never seen this many missed attempts on somebody trying to do an assassination, which makes me think it is a setup because other stuff is going on. We still want the files.
They missing because they shooting with blanks. You can't hit nothing when you shooting blanks. When homeboy ran in the building after the dog done smelled him out there, whatnot, and the man snatched the dog away. The man snatched the dog away from the door. The doggone security thing was laying down on the ground. He filming with that. So he's running through the thing, but that police officer, whoever the heck they was standing right there, had their gun out and fired a shot. You mean tell me you missed this person at point blank range right there like that? You missed this person at point blank range. That policeman was the first person that had their gun out. The first person. Yes, and you missed. And then I'll fire all these other shots out and still nobody hit the man. but y'all catching him, but nobody hit him. Come on now.
Yeah,
Ain't that much bad shooting in the world? If it is,
Yeah.
y'all need a whole new protective services or whatever. You need something. You need something better than Secret Service because that ain't getting it.
Yeah,
But he need to be out
it's
of there.
fake.
He
We
need to
know
be
it's
out of there.
fake.
Yeah, he need to
We
be out
know
there.
it. We
Everything is
we
obsession
know
with
it's
him.
fake, man. We know it's fake. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy, either he's the luckiest president in the history of ever, or they just ain't they got bad target practice. He's a
Bad
bad
target
egg.
practice.
Because the only person that escaped that many assassinations was Gerald Ford. And that was back in, I think, 1970. Yeah, because Gerald Ford escaped like twice. Now, I think, now going back to Coco's statement about the files, they're never ever going to release those files. We might as well cut that out. It's never going to happen. Well, now these assassination attempts, of course, it's staged. It's staged because he's trying to garner sympathy for the public, but the public is catching on. They've been caught on. They've been caught on. They're like, yeah, this man, he's a liar. He's a manipulator. He promised us this, and this didn't happen. Our groceries, our fuel, our bills, they've tripled, doubled, tripled, astronomical. Our wages haven't gone up, and he's been grifting. I think the public is sick and tired of this president, and they're going. They are going to it. It's not, it won't be impeached, but they're going come midterms. They voting his ass out. They're gonna put Democrats in Congress and in the House. That way, he can't do any more of this He can't do any more of these shenanigans.
Before I forget, I heard Clarence Thomas mentioned earlier, and I want to say Clarence Thomas was more like, when Dave Chappelle did Bigsby. Yeah. He's like the Bigsby of Dave Chappelle. That's who Clarence Thomas is.
Hey, you know who Donald Trump? Donald Trump is all about breaking records, right? Before I forget, yeah. Paul, he all about breaking records, right? What other leader has been dodging assassination attempts? I'm gonna give you. He black, South African, Burkina Faso. What's that man name? They done tried to assassinate
Ibrahim Traore.
They tried to take that man out how many times? You feel me?
Yeah.
And he built the nation off of that. You feel me? And they try. He always trying to do something that somebody else did. Or out. I feel like he trying to just be the person with the most assassination attempts in the world. Because where did this come from? If so many people, if you are promoting, people love you. Why are they trying to kill you? I don't get it.
Well, he needs to go. Really do. He needs to go. He needs to. He. And I'm gonna tell you what. I know his name wasn't mentioned, but that little hedgehog guy, he need to go too, man. These guys that got in there, they controlling everything. One of them, former newsman and a reservist. He went out to Afghanistan for a moment, probably in the kitchen or somewhere back in the back, somewhere being safe. And the coward that was a draft dodger, got other people going off to fight wars for them to die, and they going all nonchalant. That's what people should be worried about. I don't know what people not paying attention to these people. These people sending your people out to die because they want to be gung ho, a coward and an actor. That's what people should be. I mean, I don't understand this country. Oh, he's doing a great job. Oh yeah, they fighting, they blowing some stuff up. Yeah, they're killing people. They done got away from the talking about blowing up the boats out there. The people, the drug dealers. I guess they done blew all them out of the water. Now they tired of killing them people out there. They never did prove that they was drug traffickers because of none of that stuff. It's just crazy. It's a crazy time. No wonder if they start having them false assassinations, somebody try for real, they probably get him. You know they got close to Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't mess around. Reagan had the Secret Service around him too. Getting in the car, I forgot the guy's name, Hinckley or something like that. I can't remember which
Yeah,
one.
John Hinckley.
Yeah, I know there's so many assassinations back then. They was killing. Mother, they wanted to get you. They was getting you. No matter who
Yeah.
you was, Lenin, the president. They tried to get him Ford, like you say, man. They wasn't playing back then.
Mm-hmm.
So this right here to me is just a movie because I know if they out there, somebody out there in this world trying to get you, they gonna get close enough to you where you gonna feel them or they gonna get you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You ain't
I
never lying.
totally agree. I totally agree.
Speaking of getting it,
Getting it, getting's good, getting it.
let's switch the topic to. Okay, speaking of getting it, y'all heard about Spirit and them?
Yes.
So Spirit Airlines went bankrupt. Spirit Airlines has officially ceased all flight operations on May 2nd, 2026, ending its 34-year run as a major U.S. ultra low cost carrier. The airline has grounded its entire fleet and canceled all remaining flights effective immediately. The immediate actions for ticket holders are: if you have an upcoming booking, you should go to the airport as Spirit's counters and customer service are no longer operational. I mean, you should not go to the airport as Spirit counters and customer service are no longer operational. Spirit has stated that customers with future tickets will automatically receive refunds to their original payment method. You can check your refund status by logging in at the Spirit My Trips portal. Other airlines, including Breeze Airways, Frontier, and United, are offering rescue fares or discounted rates for a limited time to help stranded passengers. If you book using a credit card with travel protection, you may want to contact your provider or insurance company to explore additional refund or rebooking options. They shut down pretty much. The airline collapse followed years of financial instability, including more than 2.5 billion in losses since 2020 and two separate bankruptcy filings. Contributing factors included failed bails and mergers, a block of potential merger with JetBlue in 2024, and the recent failure to secure a $500 million government lifeline. The rising caused significant increases in jet fuel prices, exacerbated our shut up, Q, don't you correct me. By international conflicts, put ultimate pressure on their low cost model. The operational strain of like mountain depth aircraft maintenance needs and intense competition in key hubs like Fort Lauderdale and Las Vegas. Um, of course, and the impact on travel due to people losing their jobs. Approximately 17,000 employees and contractors have lost their jobs. Experts warn that the loss of Spirit's downward pressure on prices may lead to higher fares across the industry, particularly on the routes where they were primarily low cost option. The regional effects of this of them shutting down is airports like Atlantic City, where Spirit accounted for 75% of commercial services, are currently scrambling to fill the service gap with other carriers. Okay, what are your thoughts?
The government left them broke. The government watched them go broke. The government broke them, helped them go broke. They could have saved them. They could have saved them just like they. How much money they put into what's that over there? Uh, Venezuela. How much money they put into Venezuela?
Hmm.
I can't remember the
Right.
numbers, but that it was more than the 500 million that Spirit was asking for.
Mm-hmm.
But that's America first, though. Don't forget that now. That's America first. You know, you got to look at the whole big picture with Spirit. Spirit is just Spirit is like the little guy in life.
Mm-hmm.
You work hard all this time. You have your own little store on the corner and everything. You're going fine. Everything's fine and dandy. Then here you come with somebody like the big grocery store wanting to push the little guys out.
Mm-hmm.
Since the little guys can't merge or nothing like that, they want to push the little guys out. So eventually the little guy got to shut down the store.
Mm-hmm.
And they out the picture. But if what I'm hearing is true, there are some black investors, a group of black investors that's looking into buying Spirit. So maybe that might work out. Yeah,
Oh, for real?
yeah. So
I hope they get it. I really do. I hope they do. I hope they get it. That would be major. A
Yeah,
black
it would
owned
be.
airline would be incredible. That would be amazing. I would be flying Spirit everywhere. Just
Yeah,
because
that would be a first. Technically, that would be a
I would
first.
fly out and fly right back in just to support and go no.
Yeah, that would be
For
a
real.
first.
that's
And
that's what I
we
agree.
ain't talking about Soul Plane either. We ain't talking about that dumb movie Soul Plane either.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing. But yeah, so
I hope that's true. I really do.
the government let them Trump. I'm gonna tell you what Trump puts money and get his people to put money wherever they want it at.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they could have kept Spirit afloat.
Mm-hmm.
This war really put the pressure on Spirit because they couldn't afford the fuel. They already going on the low race and all that good stuff, and everybody's stepping up, and y'all just ain't gonna be around. And no, we're not gonna say you because we don't want you around. So hey, what's so messed up is that all your workers, not only just your passengers, but all your workers were stranded too. Lord knows wherever y'all shut down the services at, they stranded too. How they gonna get about? They gotta go and pay for flights and stuff too. I'm saying, boy, y'all left people out to dry. You said something about putting somebody on the bus. People got thrown under a bus by the government's lack of compassion for the American people. That's all I got to say about that. What you think, Q?
It's always been America first, as far as putting money first. And, yeah, business is cutthroat. Business is all about, survival of the fittest. Now, with the whole Spirit situation, it's a shame this happened. This shouldn't have had to happen. But being that Trump jacked up the fuel prices, it was bound to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to affect not only Spirit, but anywhere you fly now, it's going to be you're gonna feel it. Like if you fly Delta, don't be surprised if your prices double.
Yep.
Like looking at a flight. Like if I want to fly to New York, sometimes that thing would be like $300 round trip. Don't be surprised if it's between $600-700 round trip, and that's just for the flight alone. That's not for whatever. It's gonna hurt a lot of people. It's already hurt now. I'm already feeling it at the gas pump.
Gas almost $5.
Yes. I know, because I was driving yesterday and I was like, hold up. Afternoon was 3:48. All of a sudden, I got in at like midnight. It was 4:15. I was like, where was I at to cause this to happen? Right. I was like, because I know in Atlanta City, certain gas stations, it was always at 4 something. And then certain places in Atlanta, it was like 349, 359, and out here it was 349 and 360. Now all of a sudden it's over $4. I'm like, what is going on with this gas? What's in this gas for it to be this expensive?
You know what's in it. Bullshit.
Right. It ain't no oil shortage.
The price points for everything going up is not going to get better, and they just continue to let this man get up here lie. This whole administration, everything that they're doing is just lies. Nobody's talking about the shutdown. Still is not over, so more businesses are going to be shutting down and closing. You're going to see the unemployment rate continue to rise because you're closing down things that people need. So when you shut those things down, so people lose their jobs because now that service is no longer available, and people work in those positions to provide those services, which is really messed up. And you don't have a backup plan for these people, but you think you're doing something, you're making all of these cuts, but you're making it worse for citizens.
No, you know what they're trying to do? What they're trying to do, they want the citizens to revolt. That's part of what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the citizens to revolt because that's the easiest way to instill martial law, right? That's the easiest way. Republicans want a race war.
Mm-hmm.
The government itself just wants to instill martial law. That way they have total control over everything. And then that ushers in the authoritarianism. Much easier. I tell people to start watching these dystopian movies because it is a hint of truth behind what they say in those movies. Oh, yeah, it doesn't happen. It's never going to happen. It's happening right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
expeditiously.
yeah, expeditiously. But you know, I don't try to educate people anymore because I let them live in their own la la land, and then when they start seeing it, and they were like, "Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" I know what I'm doing. I don't know what you gonna do because I tried to tell you, I tried to warn you beforehand this was happening, and you chose to dismiss me as crazy, a conspiracy theorist, and blah 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 blah. So I'm done. I'm done conversing with them people. I'm done conversing with them.
Julie, you outside again?
Yeah, she gotta go somewhere. But yeah, I can't I can't
Was it my turn to talk?
oh yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
What were we talking about again? What was the question? Because I'm sorry, I was putting Doug's up and stuff. I got a little sidetracked.
It wasn't a question. We were just rolling in the conversation talking about the Spirit Airlines. Do you have any
Oh
thoughts
yeah,
on that?
I do remember that. Spirit Airlines. Uh, I never knew that so many people were so using Spirit the way they talked about Spirit. I didn't know that so many people was using Soul Plane like that. You know. Spirit was how everybody was going out of town and pretending like they was spending big bucks. You know, it humbled a lot of people because a lot of people are really sad about that. Um, I never flew Spirit. I'm personally a Southwest kind of girl, and y'all right. Everything already going up. For real, and things was changing since Southwest changed their policy about the bag and stuff and doing assigned seating and stuff. So the way Spirit was operating, like the government, so I mean the economy so messed up that there is no way for them to give anybody discounts or anything. That was what should have been seen, like something that should have been like we should have saw that coming because of the fuel prices. You know how much it costs to fill up a plane? Y'all complaining about pumps, gas prices at the gas tank. Imagine how much it costs to fuel a plane and how often they use them suckers. And then with him
Yeah.
playing around with air traffic control and all that stuff, yeah, man, nobody got time. And the lawsuits that's coming along with them airlines too is probably costing them a lot of money too. Because I know Spirit probably got sued a lot because they had employees fighting people. You know, they had before the staff was fighting the staff. Spirit was ghetto from what I saw, but it's
They
sad to
all
see
be
him
better.
go.
When you
Yeah, it's
they
sad.
all be ghetto though. Truthfully, all of they be having ghetto workers. All of them. You go, especially Baltimore Airport. You go to any. You can fly Delta. Somebody gonna be ghetto on there. For me, the whole thing about it, even with this being shut down and so many other things, we really need to wake up and see what's being taken away and what's really going on. Like these things are actually major. You have changes to insurance. People are losing insurance left and right. People are losing jobs. More people are losing their jobs. Look at the unemployment rate of the numbers. The more that these things change, people lose. Our community suffer. Our kids suffer. Our the elderly suffer. Children suffer.
Yeah, the elderly really suffering off of that insurance stuff, man.
Yeah, this is population control 101.
Like
Big pharma.
for me, us all tied together because everything is like a trickle effect. Everything is just a trickle effect. And then they sitting up here and they grinning and they laughing and they partying in our face while they taking everything of your livelihood and what you work for.
Yeah, what did you see that
But
thing about
we're
the Met
working.
Gala with the
Yeah,
guy who donated like 20 million for a slot at the Met Gala to be like a headliner? And then you think about it, like, yo, if somebody can donate 20 million, the elite can donate 20 million to be a headliner, not like one of the headlines at the Met Gala, you feel me, in the country. The state that the country is in right now. Like I'm just
Well,
saying.
yeah, but you have to realize what the whole motto of the elite is. You will own nothing and be happy. That's what their motto is
Now I
towards
don't have to
us.
understand it. I don't want to understand it, because I ain't looking for the elite to bail me out at all. I'm just saying this is the country we live in,
Right.
and it's
But you know,
sad.
you know what my question is? Suppose, okay, if they got rid of all of us, right? If the elite got rid of all of us somehow and they rule among themselves,
They
right?
gonna eat us.
Yep.
Then they gonna fight among themselves eventually. Because you have to realize, uh why would you want to get rid of people and rule ashes? Ashes won't obey. Ashes don't talk back. Ashes don't perform what you want them to perform. So they're going to be ruling among themselves and making laws among themselves, and then somebody going to get their feelings, and then they going to be fighting among themselves eventually. You see what I'm saying?
I
Mhm.
feel like the human race could be it could be one person on Earth, and they would still be stubborn, still trying to find something to kill. It wouldn't
Yep.
matter, man. We just that stubborn. Like it's just the nature to for greed, and it don't matter. Like we talk about like a lot of the American way, because we are American, but world. If you think about like history, like I wasn't real big on history, and I mean, you see the people talk about we ain't that educated, so um, you know, uh. But in history, I mean, war's always been a thing. They always been beefing with everybody. Like everybody always been doing the same thing that we do over here in America. That they was right. I mean, they was beheading people. Just because. I mean, you could. Your father could be the king and he could die, and you could be the king and you could be 13. They'd kill you. They'd cover it. All that man. Like what? It always been a thing. But I don't. I really ain't no history. I ain't no history. Like, I ain't pay attention. I was cutting class.
Well, a lot of it was because especially in the Roman Empire, it's about power, right? The the Caesar at that time, like Augustus.
Caesar, hell, Caesar, hell.
Yeah, hail
Caesar. I like
Caesar,
Caesar
hail.
salad.
You
Yeah,
know, he would kill off. He probably kill off his. I think he killed off his like
Yeah.
son.
Mm-hmm.
What
Doug said, huh?
because Yeah, he would kill all. Yeah, I think he killed. I think he killed a relative of his because he felt threatened by what could happen if he gained power.
That was a big thing during that time to rule.
Right.
Power is like was something like when we talk about like ancient like Egypt and pharaohs and all of that stuff. That's what their families did because somebody wanted to be in control. Somebody wanted all the power, and we see that same like rhetoric being done today. I mean, shit.
That's
Look
what
at our
it is.
administration.
That's
Look,
what
It's
it
all
is.
look at what
about
Leonidas and the 300 did. They went through and wrecked. You feel me? Because somebody was trying to come and take over. They was like the Persians were trying to take over, and Leonidas and the crew was like, "Nah, y'all ain't
Yeah.
coming over here taking over. This is
no.
That's,
Sparta."
that's like the
No,
British with Shaka
it's
Zulu.
the same. Because when you think about it, no matter what the votes say, what do? They still do something to try to control. And look at this administration now. I know we probably went a little bit off topic, but look at this administration now. All of the black politicians who could potentially be a candidate or hold some kind of seat in this administration is under attack or being exposed.
I mean,
Never
but you
seen
know, it's
nothing like
always
this.
like that here in
Never
Maryland.
seen. No, I know here in
Big
Maryland, but I'm talking about
business.
across the country. It's not just here. They calling out the ones here in Maryland. They calling out the ones in Atlanta. They calling out the ones in Texas. It's like state to state, and like elections and votes are coming up. So they're trying to do all of this and throw all of these people so to try to sway the vote. It's all about the control because you know why? Because this administration messed up so bad, and all of these people that voted for the people in this administration are regretting their vote and they know people are leaning back, towards the other side. So they're trying to sway it to get it back to them. It's all about power. The same thing happened, yes, to discredit them. Thank you for the word. Y'all know I can't never think of nothing. But but when it all comes down to it, it was the same thing back in ancient times. When we talk about like the kings, the queens, even the queens, they were doing the same thing. You would discredit the next person, you would be sneaky and set stuff up and do all of this just so you can stay in power. Same thing happens today. Power is a hell of a drug.
See, they gonna trick themselves out of something though, because all the white folks that voted for Trump wasn't racist people. They were just ignorant people. I hate to
Hmm.
say that word, but they were just ignorant people because they thought he gonna be all this and all that. They got grifted. That's what he do. Now, all the white people that's still sticking with him, seeing what he's doing, now they are a problem. They are the racist people backing him. They are the small, closed-minded people that's backing him. But see, all them other white folks ain't gonna be voting for him. So you gonna try to change and cut down all these districts, thinking all these white people gonna vote for you. All them white people ain't gonna vote for you because all of them ain't with that bull. So it's
But you
gonna
know,
come out still bad for them. Midterm
remember
gonna still come out bad for the Republicans. I'm not
remember
no
what
Democrat. I'm not no Democrat nor Republican, but I'm just saying I don't deal with none of them because all of them are politicians. When you get in there and do something for a lifetime, you get paid for doing nothing but crapping on people, and you steady getting rich. Look at Mitch McConnell. I hate to go off subject, but look at Mitch McConnell. He's worth a couple of million when that man about worth some billions now.
Why is he
Lifetime
still alive?
politician. Because they keep him
Ain't,
juiced up. They
ain't
keep
Mitch
him
like
juiced up.
200
They keep
years
him
old?
juiced up.
Who
You know
who
how they
juiced
get
up?
some stuff? They juicing
Mitch
up Mitch
McConnell.
McConnell.
Ain't he like 200? Like he
yeah,
been around for a long time.
yeah, he's like it's like it's like with those politicians, right?
Politician.
They yeah, politicians. Um this is why everybody was talking about term limits for them, right? For the people in Congress.
Yeah.
Okay, that will never happen, unfortunately, because of the simple fact that they're not going to vote themselves out of a job. Write a law to vote themselves out of a job. They're not going to do that. Now,
Never say never.
it's never going to happen. It'll never happen. Never.
It is.
Because
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. Because the next generation of vote Tory to get in there. They don't want to be in there that long. They telling us that now.
Yeah, they're talking about it, but once they get in there and get a taste of how much money they get from kickbacks uh from these lobbyists. Oh yeah. He can. I just got paid $1 million from Georgia Power to sway a vote this way. Oh, I'm staying on to see how much more money they can give me while I'm in office.
Mm.
That's what it's all about.
The
That's why
crooked
they
people,
have.
yeah.
That's
But there's
why
the
they
rest.
have.
A lot of people
That's why
sick of
they
this.
have these lobbyists in there. That's why. This is why I keep telling people, America is run by corporations. It was founded by corporations. That whole founding fathers BS. No, that's just a face to a name. The real people that founded America were those trading companies that would trade beaver pelts and beaver furs and otter skins and whatever. That's the foundation of America. It was founded on trade. Trade came through what? Those trading companies, which eventually became corporations.
Yeah, that's
J.P.
been going
Morgan,
on since the beginning of time, though. Trading
exactly. Yeah, truly. But
and it's
here in
always
America,
they just started naming it different. That's the same way like you had families when you talk about kings and queens. That's why this y'all president wants to do the same thing and be a king because even back when we go back to ancient times again, all of this has been put in place and with government and all this stuff, it was just the family. So I do agree with you with that. So who it was always what, and they wanted to keep it in their family. Your heir was the next person to be up. Nobody else could come up. Nobody else would do them unless they were appointed or selected. They just took that and still did the same thing. The still thing of like commerce, trading, money. You had to be wealthy. You had to have all of this stuff. You had to be ruthless. You had to be sneaky, conniving to get to the top or get what you wanted so that you could be the person that everybody came to. You wanted to be centralized. You wanted to be the person with all the money, all the clout, all everything to say, you gotta come to me. And what do your president get up on that podium and say? Come to America, we got it. That sounds very familiar.
yeah, it does sound familiar. However, a lot of people don't realize is that America does not have it because countries have turned away from us. He's alienated us from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to come to America now. He even messed up FIFA.
Because they're going to jail.
Right. He even messed up the soccer tournament, right? Um, because from what I saw on the Midas touch this morning, the FIFA president and him are in bed together,
Mm-hmm.
and
Why are they always
th-
on camera? I'm trying to figure
they
that out.
they they it was about broadcasting rights, right? Like I think like Venezuela wanted broadcasting rights. The Spanish countries wanted broadcasting rights. They can't get those broadcasting rights unless they pay FIFA a huge sum of money to broadcast what they want to see. All they gotta do is ask me. I'll hook them up with the link. Hook them up with the link. You can see anything you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I hooked you guys up
Yeah.
because I don't
Thanks.
believe in, huh?
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe in paying for watching TV. First and foremost, it's stupid. They were like, well, you're paying for the carriers of the signal.
It's not much on TV.
Right,
So, like, I don't even, and I think I'm just getting old, truthfully, because I'm not even going to say that. I'm a to each his own type of person. I don't try to control or police people, what they like, what they dislike. For me, it's nothing really on it, or I can never find nothing. No, I'm a movie person. I'm a movie
right,
person, or I want a show to watch. Like me, I can sit and watch from and be content, and I'm good, or I can watch a good movie or a good series and like on my day off, or if I'm chilling, with the family, we can binge watch something. Or I might watch some videos, I might study, research something. That's where I am in life. So,
right. Yeah, I'm
I
the
don't
same way because I don't watch TV. I don't you know I don't. I barely watch TV when I'm home. I mean, well, let me lie. Let me stop lying. I watch YouTube. YouTube is TV. I watch YouTube. A lot of YouTube because I fall asleep to YouTube, and I watch a lot of YouTube because I'm usually watching like Taylor the Fiend because he's talking about how the relationship dynamics and all that, how these women are going crazy because guys aren't talking to women anymore.
Mm. Okay.
Um, and he's nailing it spot on, but that's another subject. I usually watch Midas Touch because I need to know what crazy thing that your president did overnight.
Ooh, he's so shady.
Because then I get the chance to see what something else is going on. Like why is this unemployment so high? Why? And it's about to get worse. People are getting laid off left and right. But they're talking about there is no recession. I was like, there's no recession, really?
That's a big but the thing about it is what gets me is how much more has to be done for people to see what's going on or to wake up. Don't get me wrong. I feel like a good majority are understanding, but a lot of people, and I'm gonna say people all over, not just one particular group or anything, are just very ignorant or thinking that nothing's really going, or because you still getting your little bit of piece of the pie, you think you safe.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's crazy. Like if we don't really see what's going on, we all can be on a chopping block at any given time.
yeah.
At
This is
any
why
given
I
time.
tell
Like it's
people.
like nobody's safe.
This is why I tell people when they work these jobs, right? You gave them the power to feed you. You also give them the power to starve you.
Yeah.
Thus,
So
you got to start thinking outside the box just in case they try to starve you. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I don't really like corporate America. I've always hated corporate America because I don't fit in. I don't sit there. I don't tap dance for them managers. I don't smile with the managers. I do my job and I go home. I'm not
Mm.
trying to be friends with these managers. I tell them what I need to tell them. This situation right here, boom, boom, boom. I put the ball in their court. If they want to handle it, they handle it. But don't come to me and blame me for something that you should have handled. Because I told you what was going on, and then you go back and run up to your boss. He didn't tell us that. Mm-mm. Nah. Uh-uh. I told you A, B, C, D. But then they'll try to throw me under the bus.
Yeah. Well, speaking of ABCD, let's discuss this 40-year-old mom that got caught kidnapping her child's bully. Based on reports from March 2026, a Utah mother, not a New York mother, was accused of kidnapping her 11-year-old son's alleged bully. Shannon Marie Tafuga, I think I said that right, 40, she was 40 years old, of Provo, Utah, was charged with second-degree felony child kidnapping and aggravated child abuse. The Tafuga allegedly drove around her neighborhood looking for the 11-year-old boy who was riding his bike to confront him about bullying her children. She reportedly forced the boy to get into her car and brought him to her home without his parents' permission. Once at her home, she allegedly forced the child to apologize to her children. She allegedly threatened to have her husband beat up the child and stated he was lucky she did not run over his bike. The child was eventually told to leave and ran home. The incident resulted in felony charges for child kidnapping and aggravated child abuse. Tafuga's attorney stated they deny the allegations, claiming the situation stems from a troubled child and his symptom of a society where children are no longer held accountable by their parents. The I want to say Provo or Provo City Police Department handled the case. They reported that Tafugas was no longer employed as a city crossing guard. The boy's mother reported that the incident left her son with serious emotional distress and high anxiety. What are your thoughts on that? Don't get on my nerves. Don't laugh. It's not funny. Let me tell you something.
Hey.
When I first read this, as a mother, let me just say that first of all, oh, okay,
Mm.
it's two ways to look at this. Two ways. As a mother, I'm going up for mine too. Hear me out, because we don't know what extent or what her children were going through by being bullied. No parent, matter of fact, nobody, no person who really has a heart want to see a child being bullied and the effects that that have. And that leads to depression, that leads to all kinds of things and different issues when they come home, when they go to school. Nobody wants to see a child hurt, right? So especially if it's yours that you birthed, you carry, or you made, you going up for yours. And people are and we the parents and we the community is tired of these kids with no morals, no home training, no respect, no nothing. You going out here bullying people. Kids are committing suicide behind bullying. Kids are like losing their life. And people are getting tired of being tired of being tired. And that's when you see these kids doing these mass shootings in schools and in neighborhoods and everything else because they're getting bullied. So, yeah, more parents are probably like they tired. If the school's not going to do nothing, if these laws are not put in place to protect these kids, we got to protect our kids. So she said, let me snatch them up and show them who child they really messing with. I mean, all she wanted him to do was apologize. So now you destroyed, but you probably had her whole family and her whole household and turned upside down based on bullying these kids, because kids start to act out and do things in different ways, which is one of the reasons like we do the mental health check-in all the time. Mental health is important. Those actions fuel a lot of behavior patterns, different things that she probably, when she found out, she probably was like, oh, hold up, they playing with you, my child. And you don't know if her child was really going through something mentally, or maybe had thoughts, fear going out, being in the school, and then your mind start playing tricks and doing all this other stuff. So yeah, she probably snatched him up. Now, was it right for her to snatch up the child? Legally? No. Morally, and as a parent and as a protector, for me, yes. Because a lot of these kids are out here running amok with no consequences or no accountability. And people are getting tired. Families are getting tired. Because when this happened, it causes a chain effect. Like, let's say if this mother, I know she said she had a husband. What if it was a single parent home? She had to take
Well,
off her shirt. Crazy.
my thing on that, Coco, is this right here. Hold up. How did I get right there? Oh Lord.
Oh,
Okay, there we
Lord,
go.
Paul has Paul
Okay,
is
yeah.
having difficulty.
Okay, but yes. Now, I could see that happening in any other states in the United States other than Utah. That's why I started laughing. Because Utah is the same state, this Provost place, where they be marrying minors and all that kind of stuff out there. So,
That's also where Charlie Kirk got killed in Provo.
yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, Utah out there. So, my thing is, you say the little boy was kidnapped and took to your
Exactly.
house and he escaped and ran home. Well, damn, evidently y'all don't stay too far away from each other. He ran home, for one thing. And I'm saying, you kidnapping. You out here kidnapping. If he's so traumatized, evidently he wasn't too far away from home not to know where his home was and he ran there. So I'm just saying, this is Utah. I can understand mothers in other states, but this is Utah. Utah is a different place. So that I mean, like I say, y'all out there want to marry kids and stuff like that, and have sex with kids. That's what y'all do out there. You can say that Mormon stuff and all whatever you want to say, but y'all still do that crazy doo stuff out there. So I feel for a mother. If somebody is terrorizing my child and I know they terrorizing them, and I know this for a fact, then I'm gonna confront them and their parents. I'm not gonna kidnap nobody's child. I'm not gonna do that. Cause that could land me in prison. My black behind would be in prison. Understand? Different laws and different rules for different folks. You see what they charge her with out there for kidnapping little kids. What they charge her for? What they charge her with?
You want me to go? Let me go back. Let me go back
Well, she
to
charged with first degree
reason.
kidnapping because you know first degree kidnapping is taking
No,
some.
she got felony charges of child kidnapping and aggravated child abuse. That boy trying to get some money, talking about left her son with serious emotional distress. What about them other children that resulted in your child getting snatched up? What about that emotional distress and
But
and and, and, and
listen to what the charges is. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. Listen to what the charges is. It should be first degree kidnapping because anytime you take somebody from point A to point B without their consent, that is first degree kidnapping. There shouldn't be no felony child abduction, and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. There's different rules out there in Utah. That's why I laugh because they just different kind of people. But yeah, I'm down for protecting my kids. I'm just not gonna kidnap nobody's kids. Like I said, I'm gonna confront the parents and the
it
kids.
depends. It depends. I'm sorry. Again, it depends. Especially if you really, let me tell you, if you hurt my kids, and especially in situations like this, again, will we had the same conversation if that story read, child was bullied, committed suicide, or shot up a school, and then the mother had to go and snatch up the bully, then what? Everybody would say something should have happened before this. It's always ways that this can happen. Like Doug said in the comments, they could have made the child disappear. She could have did something worse than just an apology or putting fear in them. But this could have been completely different. This, for me, bullying itself is serious. I've seen the effects of bullying in my career. I've seen the effects that it has on a child, the parent. I've had people who I've worked with or socialized with whose children had committed suicide based on bullying. So yes, I would have snatched that child up too because you never know what is going on in their home, and people don't know
You
what that
know,
does. And some people, and as a parent, you don't want to see your kid go through that off of somebody picking on them. And I get it, J Bass, that sometimes the parents teach the kids to bully, and that's true. And
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you know what?
well, can I say something real quick? It's a bully culture right now. Like it's a bully culture. Parents are bullies and they're raising bullies, right? My thing is people tired in general. I don't have kids. I'm just be honest with you. I go hard over my nieces and nephews. So if somebody playing with them, I'm gonna go hard by them. I'm not going to. I'm not going to ever kidnap a kid. I don't even believe in hitting the kid, but I will beat your parent up. You feel me? I
Facts.
will beat your parent up in front of you, and I will make my niece and nephew beat you up while I'm beating your parent up. You feel me? And if y'all bank my niece, we'll bank your parent. I feel like
that
it's I know some people probably like that's ghetto. No, because we're trying to talk and all that, but I've been a bystander of watching a kid get bullied, and I don't mean no harm. Some of the kids in my family can fight. I'm gonna tell you right then and there, they don't want to fight, but if they got to, trust and believe, we're gonna tell them go ahead and don't call us. But the unsafe thing about that is, I just seen another video, right? Because I didn't know all that. Because remember when I saw this, I didn't see all that context to this. Was this the one about the lady chasing the kid with the car? Stop.
yes,
Was this that one?
yes.
All right, right. So yesterday I saw something different. I saw a live, right? Or a live on the F book, right? The some teenage kids, two kids, I think two got, I know one for sure got unalive, but I think two, I'm a little girl and a little boy. But what they were doing in the neighborhood was messing with somebody's little brother and was stealing people's stuff, messing with the little kids. And somebody, older brother, walked up to these teenagers and unalived them, shot them. And they was out there screaming and crying, and the grown man was a little annoyed with the grown black man that recorded because he was antagonizing. They was over my house. They was this. They was that. some kids lost their lives because the guy felt as though they was bullying his little brother over playing soccer, and to sit there and listen to. So Coco, right, things could have went different. You feel me? Just a day after I saw that, a mother chasing down, the little boys kidnapping them. I see a teenage brother feel like his little brother was bullied, so the kids was just robbing people's houses, and then couple seconds later, somebody unalived two of them. You feel me? The parents, you can't always hold the parents accountable because the parents, I know as not a parent, parents don't have no control of what their kids do when they out here in these streets. But I do see a lot of people try to approach them parents and be like, hey, your kids is this, and them parents be very defensive, get ghetto, make the situation worse. You feel me? What I'm saying is, I don't promote violence, but I'm saying this: hit them in the mouth, beat them up in front of their kids, show their kids what bullying. Because some of their parents can't fight. You feel me? Some of the parents can't fight. Now, don't go out here and get your ass whipped because you just said hit the parent in the mouth. Some of them parents can fight. Some of them both that life. But all I'm saying is, sometimes it take that. You feel me? Don't go and do nothing to harm no kid. I do not agree with that. But them kids come up sometimes under a household and they learn that stuff from that household. I see some ghetto adults, some people who are parents that's teaching these kids the wrong stuff, and I see some good ones who the kids get out here and they get around y'all parent kids, and they ain't learning that stuff at home. They learn that stuff from y'all kids. It's all rooted from somewhere, the community, the neighborhood, the somewhere. It's coming from there, and them the people need to get hit in the mouth.
Yeah, I agree. Because I totally agree. Because as a kid, I got bullied. And instead of me crying about it, I did something about it. Remember that trash can? Remember that trash can incident I told you about? I took the trash can, lit it. Yeah. I bet he didn't do that no more. I know he didn't do that anymore. Punch him in the mouth.
Yeah,
these kids are soft.
But a lot of these kids feel like they can do whatever with no consequences, or feel like because they're a child, they can attack people or be physical because they're going to claim child abuse, or you attack them for doing. But a lot of people are not caring no more because these kids are disrespectful. I don't know about nowhere else. I know in Baltimore these kids are rude. I be fearing for my grandkids to go to school because these kids is on something different.
And mean.
What was in the water, what was in the Infamil, the Similac, but these kids is crazy.
No, that come from the generations. That come from that generation that used to beat their kids to death. Because there was a generation of parents that was out here like Joe Jackson and them, beating their kids, like overbeating their kids, so that the government felt as though they can step in and put these laws in effect and took the complete parental control away from the parent because of some bad parenting. And a lot of people don't like to admit that, but it is some bad parents out here. Till this day, they be out here doing some horrible things to their children. But there are good parents who got their hands tied. Because when they do try to discipline their kid, the laws are more in the favor. You are more likely, in my opinion, from watching my expertise of watching crime documentaries. You are more likely to get unalived by your child.
Yeah,
and then for real nowadays, for real.
That's true.
But I will also say a lot of people kill their kids.
Back in the day when they got the masses pulled up.
Because a lot of parents don't beat their kids.
It ain't beating. Well, that's what y'all can. I mean, okay, I'm gonna tell you what. Back in my day, getting your butt whipped for being disrespectful around your elders and stuff wasn't no thing. That taught you to know how to respect people. It didn't kill us to get our butts cut with that belt every now and then. And whenever our grandparents or somebody elder got on our behinds for our little mouse in the neighborhood, they didn't try to kill us. They made sure that we understood. You don't do that. There's a level to life. You don't do that. You don't go around disrespecting people. So by the time you come up there and get your little butt cut up there, and you get back home, you're gonna get your butt cut again for getting your butt cut anyway up the street for being bad.
Yeah, but Paul,
So
some
yeah,
people was beating their kids for anything, any and everything.
Abuse. I
I'm
think it's
going
a
back.
difference
Hold up,
between discipline
hold
and
up,
abuse. You're not talking about abuse.
hold up. See,
You're talking about
y'all gotta
discipline.
remember now. Y'all gotta remember, I'm going back a whole lot of farther years than even when y'all was born. Y'all gotta keep that in mind whenever I start talking about
Oh, I had
getting
the
that butt
extension
cut
cord
with
a
the belt.
couple times.
No,
I was
I'm
a
talking
mess.
about. I'm,
That.
I'm talking about with a belt. Back in the day, I'm talking about
Oh,
when everybody could tear your butt up. Switches. I'm talking about switches back in the day when you go get your own switch off the trees, stuff like
God.
that. Being in the house before street lights come on. And I'm talking about belts to your butt when you didn't do what you're supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
doing. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about
might
getting
as well have
killed.
betting
I'm not talking
more.
about taking extension
Yeah.
cords and racing car tracks and all that stuff. I'm talking about when your parents and
Yeah.
grandparents and people discipline you. This is in the 60s and the early 70s before I became a teenager. I'm not talking about after the 80s and stuff when they had to bring in the child protective service and all this kind of stuff. Come on now. Y'all keep up with me. I'm going back to my childhood. Butt whipping's what made us grow up and respect people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when they start bringing them drugs into the communities, changing things around, that's when parenting became a whole lot different.
Yeah.
Parents will take out the anger on the kids because they can't get the money for the drug dealer, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So no, we're not talking about the same circumstances. But yeah, that when that disappeared right there, that led to what we got right now.
Yeah.
They destroyed the structure
Yeah.
of the black
Yeah.
family.
Like there's a movie.
Yeah, I
There was
think
a
what you're
movie.
talking about is those abusive, is them real abusive parents. That what she's talking about is abuse. You're talking about discipline. I definitely agree with you because
Yeah.
that was during my time. Discipline was a thing. It wasn't no timeout. It wasn't no sit in the corner. It wasn't no okay now. No, whatever was near, I sit down, and I ain't do it again. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do it again, and I feel like when the discipline thing and these kids know, hit me, I'm gonna call the police. Guess what? Just call them because
Or I would
they
call
and they teach.
CPS.
Yeah, they teach them this stuff, and that's what they threaten. And some parents notice, and they do this. But I look at it like this: when these children lack discipline, they start getting disciplined in the wrong way in the streets by the police, by the judicial system, and everything else. A lot of there is a lack of discipline with this newer generation. There is not because there's no accountability. They don't understand what that looks like. I'm not saying all, but there's a large majority that think they can get away with anything because they're minors
Well,
and they
yeah,
out
that's
here
basically what I'm
doing.
saying.
Yeah, huh?
I'm saying that there is no discipline because of the child abusers. There is no
Yeah,
discipline because the child abusers made the government implement laws that prevent you from disciplining your children. And now that the children are out of control, now that the children are the children of the corn, they want everybody to figure out how to discipline the children.
Yeah, you hear
We
these.
can't.
You be hearing these parents. I'm afraid of these kids. I'm afraid of these kids. Yeah, there was a movie based on a true story. Sylvia Likens. You might want to look this up, Coco. Um,
but
the
what you
the
had said.
Sylvia. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I saw it on Deadly Women.
Mhm.
How the father put his daughter in this lady's home that he knew, and the lady abused that child to the point where she got burned with cigarettes, urinated on, and she eventually died from starvation. And that was a true story. This happened. I think this happened back in the 50s or 60s.
It's a
But
lot of
it's a true.
stories like that currently. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And when I first heard about that case, I was like, I had to turn it off because my anger started boiling. Because I wanted to jump through that TV and beat the you know what out of that woman for doing that to that kid. Because
yeah,
that was unnecessary. And then, the father's like checking on her, she's okay, she's dead. They
Your
finally
dog,
arrested that lady. Huh?
your dog is so rude and ignorant.
I know. I know.
You show
They-
your
they-
dog get that toy and make that noise
He
yeah,
said he
He
wants
be
some
chills
airtime.
with that.
every time.
The elder blue, he just be like, "Oh, you
yeah.
talking all right?"
I'll put the name of that movie in the chat on FB, so you could check out that movie with that link that I sent you, because I know it's on there. But yeah, that when I heard it, I saw it on Deadly Women. I was like, I had to turn it. I was like, about it. It was making me angry, not getting me sick to my stomach, but I was getting angry. Where I wanted to jump through the TV, find this lady, beat the crap out of her for doing this, and like her sons joined in. They would call her all kind of sexualized names, derogatory names and stuff like that. She wasn't even like that. So I had to turn that off because it was making my blood boil, and I wanted to jump. I wanted to jump through that screen, beat everybody in that house, bloody. Seriously, beat them bloody, because that girl did not deserve that. No child
Yeah.
deserves
And
anything like that.
didn't that guy just unalive himself in jail for doing something? What's that guy name?
Yeah,
I don't be keeping up with
that
the
guy in
names for real.
Cleveland. That guy in
Yeah,
Cleveland. Yeah,
I don't get them no permanent place in my head.
no,
Them
no.
type
He
of
yeah
people.
he did.
I
He
just
killed
remember the
himself.
situation.
He killed himself. When he got discovered, they found that the black guy discovered it, and then I remember, because the way I remember is that they made a meme, like a talking meme of him. It's still on YouTube. It's still on YouTube. Smallho is the company
Small
that took his
hole,
voice.
like
Smallho.
small hole, HOLE.
I think so, but I'll look it up and send that link to you, because
Okay.
they did one with Charlie Sheen, and it was totally hilarious. That thing got like 18 million views. Everybody loved it. And then they did one with this guy talking about that situation, and I'm glad they found them two girls, because them girls were missing, and one of them ended up getting pregnant by this guy 3 times. And when he got caught, he finally ended up killing himself, because he knew that once he got in prison, because I think he was gonna go away forever. Once he got in prison, they wanted him killing him, so he went on ahead and did the deed himself.
It'd be funny to me how these people be so cocky when they violating like women, kids, elderly people. And then soon as you go to jail, excuse my French, you bitch up. All of a sudden you can't do this. But you was quite cocky, because when I because like Jude, I watched the court cases and how they be carrying it with their victims, and then you go to jail. All of a sudden now you want to take the easy way out. No, where was all the bravado that you allegedly thought you had when you was doing all of this torturing people? No, go ahead and take that. I want everybody to suffer. I don't care if you do something, especially the children. I mean, doing crime and wrong is wrong. But when people do this stuff, and then some of the things that I hear in these court cases that they be doing to these children, it's like, what kind of mind? It's like, crazy people, but it's like you different to do something like that. Like they be really treating these kids like they not human.
And some of them be doing it to their own kids, like that Fub. I forgot what he was, Italian, Romanian, one of them. I don't know, but his oldest daughter, he was mad that she was growing up and trying to. It was either the oldest daughter or the middle daughter. I don't know. I know it was his daughter though. She was just like trying to live a life, so he built a prison in the basement of the house, like underneath the prison, and put her in there. And the family ain't know where she was, and I had kids buying all types of crap. The only reason why they found out anything is because one of the kids got sick and he had to take it to the hospital, and he was telling like the wife that like the daughter dropped the baby off to them or something. You know, they ain't. It was weird, but like I
No,
don't know, man.
what
Like you
about the
can.
yeah, I didn't call no. What about the chick? I think she was in Chicago or Detroit something. She was all on social media, the ones, everybody be going up for. Left was leaving her kids in the house, but they was eating feces. She was just dropping off bread. You got 5 kids. You out here dressed to the nines, hair done, all this stuff, and your kids. Listen,
Yeah, I see. I'm starting to see
they
a
had to
lot of
wear
that.
like
You know.
hazmat suits, and but you like, and then you think you should get bail, and you talking about what you need in jail, girl. You need the death penalty. You need the chair. It just is. It be. I'm sorry. That really bothers me. It triggers me to a point. Like I
I
really,
mean,
and then when you and it's like, and they sit there like it's okay, like it's normal. Then one lady even was like, "F her kids." You
you know,
clearly you shot your kids, and then you just and
I
then
ain't gonna lie,
she wanted to
Coco.
go to
I
the
don't get too
college.
much thought. I don't get too much thought to the person who to the parent who commit the crime. I don't get too much thought. I listen to the story, whatever. You know, I don't even be wanting it. I I don't. I don't be wanting to hear nothing they have to say, unless they telling why they did what they did. You feel me? Like what was the reason behind? I don't care to hear about how they was their life like in prison or none of that stuff. Or I don't care. Like no bullcrap. Because morally, how could you create a life and then because some of the reasons be weird. Some of it be over a man, or they feel like they needed a break, or life is just tough. People, and I know mental illnesses is a thing, you feel me, but it's a kid, it's a life, your kid life, innocent, you feel me, like a innocent person, and you just out here being a horrible parent.
Person.
That's why and those be the examples that the government use of why they want to cut off, government assistance and stuff, because the parent out here using the money for everything else instead of taking care of the kid. They probably got public housing and food stamps, all that stuff, and you ain't doing none of that, nothing for that. And it's a mother out here struggling, trying to figure out how to feed her kids because they won't give her the assistance because she got a job. But then, you know what else kills me? Everybody got so much to say, but the government failed these kids worse than the parents. Because how many times do you find out that CPS was involved and nobody did anything? It ain't never nothing that nobody can do until the kids like unalive for real. Can't nobody never do nothing until it's at its worst. That's what I'm sick of saying. This the child protective service was involved and all this, and then y'all put these kids in the system, and then the people that are supposed to be helping in and stepping in, they abusing the kids
Mm-hmm.
and doing wrong stuff. Like the whole system screwed. The parents screwing the kids, the system screwing the kids, the people that stepping in helping screwing the kids.
Yep.
Like you can
Because they
get
know
easily
like,
get
oh, you got
how because
15
this
digits, so
wait,
nothing was done.
wait a minute, because this is what I don't understand. How are y'all putting these kids in houses with people that are molesting them, taking them out of homes for being molested, putting them in houses? Don't y'all got a whole registry for that? How are people being able to keep kids and abuse multiple kids without y'all knowing that?
Yep.
Just like when they just found that little girl down here at the hotel. How was that even possible when she was in protective custody? How you expect people to believe y'all or believe in y'all when the government fell and they come, kids can't even go and get help. Adults can't go and get help, but kids can't even go. And they be the ones that need help, and y'all wonder why the youth so screwed up. Because who gonna help
Yeah,
them when they in a screwed up
that's true.
situation? They run into the streets. They doing what they know best, surviving, and I don't mean no harm. Survival don't look pretty sometimes, but you're gonna do what you gotta do to survive out here.
That's very true. That is very true. That is so very true.
And my last
But
thing, a lot of y'all parents throwing y'all kids to the wolves. I hear it too much. When they get grown, they gotta get out, they gotta do this, but you ain't did your job as a parent to make sure they prepared for that. That's another reason why kids getting out here and just doing things because they don't have no guidance for real. The biggest failure to as a parent that you can do to your kid for real. A lot of people just throwing kids out here and they feel as though because I had to go through it, you had to go through it. It's a generational toxicity that needs to change, man. It's the
and some people
problem.
just don't want to be parents. They feel like the cutoff is 18. You are a parent forever. It ain't no cutoff time. Or it's like, oh, you 18 now, and then it's like it's done. No,
Yeah, you can't
that's
even
a
live, you
that's a
can't even get stuff
lifetime
until you like 21.
responsibility. That's a lifetime responsibility, and then that's just crazy. But then the same ones who do that and feel like, oh, their kids grown and just be dismissive. When you old, you looking for your kid to take care of you. No.
My
Mm-mm.
car right here. Motherfucker's been in this corner
That's
like they
crazy.
going.
Paul, you got anything on this? Because you've been quiet.
Who, me?
Paul back there getting
Paul,
medicated.
Paul, sleep
Paul
now.
Yeah,
back there. Paul is
This
medicated. Paul,
I'm listening to y'all.
you was. It was like you was
oh
doing a
my god.
mannequin challenge.
I'm
You
listening
was
to y'all.
you was stiff. You was like,
Yes. I was like, oh my god, somebody go get him.
I'm good. I'm good. You
Yes,
know.
you are.
you know. But watching them crime shows for real, you know, that Q had mentioned Deadly Women, right?
Hmm.
That on that show, man, alone throughout history, mothers, no offense, and this woman, I'm not taking a jab at you, but mothers and the unaliving of their kids has
It's
been,
real.
it,
that's been going on a long time,
yeah,
especially like there's certain deadly women shows I refuse to watch because it makes my blood boil.
Hmm.
And like there was one where it happened, I think in Maine, no, Vermont, Maine or Vermont, somewhere up there, where um there was a kid, I think he was like 23. He was a grown man, but he was like, mentally handicapped. And all he wanted was love, right? And there was a lady, older lady that took advantage of him and forced him to say that, that he was cheating on her and he was a child molester and this, that, and the third. The woman ended up killing him and dismembering his body and putting it in a those oil drums where you burn, burn things, burn stuff, stuffed his body in that drum and burned it. Sheila LaBar, that's what her name is. I'm gonna put that in the Facebook chat too about that one. I had to turn it made me just to watch the mother go through what she went through. I had to turn it off because I was getting. That's how angry I was getting. Because that's another one. I wanted to jump through the TV, find the Sheila LaBar, and beat the you know what out of her. Beat her within an inch. No, with not even an inch, within a millimeter of her life. Because that kid didn't deserve that. Because she had a vendetta against men.
So were they just evil, or were they suffering from the
No,
postpartum?
no. She was just evil.
a
She was
little
just
bit
evil.
of both from some
She,
of the ones I be watching, Paul, for real.
yeah. Some had postpartum, but that lady was just plain evil.
Cause I know that became part of the defense in the later years that everybody was suffering from postpartum. But I still feel like some people were just evil. Like the woman we had down this way, not too far away from us. She left her two little boys in the back seat of the car strapped
Yeah,
in the
Susan
seatbelt.
Smith.
Yeah.
Susan Smith. I was in
They put the
Charlotte
car
when that
in
happened.
the- Yeah.
I was living in Charlotte when that happened. I remember that like yesterday. Because I was working in Pineville. You know what Pineville is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was working in Pineville because Pineville is you could go right down the street, you'll be in South Carolina. That's
Right.
how close Pineville, North Carolina is to South Carolina. And I was at work one day and they kept saying, did you see the news about the girl that drowned her kid? I was like, yeah. She's talking about a black man did it.
Yeah.
Black people don't do that, did it to other people's kids. We don't even want to take care of our own kids some of the time. What we gonna do with some white kid?
Man, please, though, a lot of things that I be thinking ain't a black person. I be like, do you want to?
Right, 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 right.
A
Yeah,
lot of us is doing
black people
some
been showing their butts.
They been showing out.
they out here going wild, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
it's
right.
not even it's to the point now. I'm not even surprised.
Yeah,
Like
because with Susan, yeah,
like we
with that Susan Smith case, she caught herself up. She tripped herself up during the press conference. That's what led the police to believe that she did what she did, and they found that car in the lake with the kid still strapped in to the car seat.
I
Black man ain't
remember
had
that
nothing to do with
story. Well, they found the black lady had her niece and nephew in the trunk, didn't she? That was like a couple years. Was
it.
it like a couple years ago? And then
and
I think it was, yeah.
I
She
thought
had
it
a.
was her kids.
Oh, well, was it her kids? Well, I know one of them. It
I
was
think
her
it was
niece
her
and
children.
nephew. Or was the niece and nephew the one in the house? Like
I don't know.
I'm
There
just
might have been
saying one at
a
one
couple of
at,
pictures of kids being stuck in the car.
yeah, like and it's a lot of that. Now it's a lot of that now. Like just boyfriends killing kids, parents killing kids, step parents killing kids, ex-husbands going to the houses and unaliving everybody. Like it's a lot of that. Like, and no offense, the first thing, mental health is, one thing is real. Mental health is real, but everybody need to stop picking and choosing when to use it and when not, because some people really be wanting people, be using that as a scapegoat to get out of crimes. It don't always be that.
I agree.
Sometimes people get angry and they
Some
do
people think
things
they
out
got
of
a platform
anger.
so they can get away. Yeah. And some
Yeah,
people will
because
tell you
people,
that they
yeah,
diagnosed
people do things
or
out of
have been
anger.
diagnosed. You keep playing stupid if you want to. You can keep playing crazy. You ain't crazy. You ain't that crazy.
Yeah, no, people do things out of anger. People do things
Mhm.
because they mad in the moment, under the influence. It ain't always like, oh, and then try to placate that to get like a lower sentence. No, no,
Man,
no.
them impulsive
Oh,
decisions get everybody caught up, especially when you angry and you mad and you doing all kinds of stuff. That's why I tell people next, just chill out. Don't do anything in the moment.
Yeah,
Because
because with Sue,
those
with,
impulsive acts, when it's all said and done, certain things you can't take it back. And once
yeah,
it's done, it's done. And sometimes it's okay, and it's okay to chill out and pull back and gather yourself, because some stuff is just not worth it, like at all. And then you see some people and you're like, it wasn't really worth it. In the moment, you're like, yeah, it's worth it. But when you calm down, you be like, what was I tripping over?
this the Susan Smith case. Going back to that, she fell in love with a socialite in South Carolina who was I think he was a lawyer, and the lawyer said he didn't want a woman with kids, so that's why she did what she did, because she wanted the love of a man. She was molested. She had, I think they said she had relations with a stepfather, molested by a stepfather, and she tried to introduce that as to why she did what she did, but they and she went straight to jail. Uh, she was up for parole at I think back in 2024. This happened back in 1992, if I remember correctly. 92, 93, I can't remember. 92, 93, 94, somewhere around in that area. And everybody was like, she's never getting out. I said, I hope she doesn't ever get out. Because those kids, they didn't have a chance. They were strapped to the back. They were strapped in the back, car seats, and she pushed the car into the lake. The car sank. 3-4 days later, that's when they pulled it up and they see the kid. They see the kids in the back. The kids are dead.
Hold on, you echoing real bad. Can everybody go on mute? Go ahead, Q.
Yeah, and I've been by that lake, and like when I watched it, the press conference, so watching the dad break down, man, that tore at my heart, man, because that didn't need to happen. That made me very angry because I wanted to kill that woman. Number one, blaming a black man for what she did. Number two, doing that deed to those kids that didn't deserve that. And number three, she killed those kids because she wanted to get married to a rich dude when she was already married. She used that to manipulate the father to gain sympathy, public sympathy. Now she's still sitting in a jail cell. She was denied parole back in 2024, and I think in 2028 she's up for parole again. They're gonna probably deny her again. She's gonna rot in jail till the day she dies. She deserves it.
I agree. Oh, I don't like stuff like that. Break my heart. Like really, it really does. It breaks my heart. Y'all know I'm emotional anyway, but still, stuff like that breaks my heart. It bothers me. I mean, I watched this one, and I know we probably shouldn't keep deep diving into this, but it just bring me up. Every so I saw it was a dad. He was a police officer. Him and his wife, I'm gonna say ex-wife, but they was like recently divorced, going through that divorce process or whatever, and they had like two kids, two boys. So the one boy was supposed to go live with the mother. She was on her way to, he unalived that child and stuffed him in the wall. They found him the police found him in the wall. And then he was sitting there acting like, wait a minute, what you doing? What's in there? What's in there? You it be stories like that. Like what could go through a person's mind? And I guess that's where and I know people, people say people crazy, but what could go through your mind? Not even just your kid, but to look at a child and want to either plan to hurt them, want to hurt them, or do something to them, or as you're doing it, think you don't. Nothing is like chill out. This is the child? Like what? What imbalance is that?
Oh, chill out. This is a person. This is a life.
Right.
I don't
Yes.
I don't see how people can just be
Yeah.
that evil in general to want to hurt take a life. Like, no, I don't know. The world evil. The world evil.
That is world evil. You see, they called us stupid. You know they eat.
You said what?
I say, they evil because they called us stupid. No.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I'll be stupid. I'll be stupid.
Duh, duh,
Huh.
duh,
Yeah.
duh,
I'm sorry,
I'll
but
be
that
mm,
tickled me. I was
duh,
tickled.
mm, mm,
duh.
mm.
Is it da
I'm
da da da
so
dum de dum de dum de dum de dum de
oh,
doo
thank
de
you.
dum de doo? They're the dummies. Look at the dummies. Look at the
Yeah,
dummies.
I
yeah,
actually appreciate the comments. You know, we sat back and talked about them. I actually appreciate them.
Mhm.
I never thought that an
Hopefully they
opinion of
cleaned
mine
up.
would matter that way.
Hopefully they
I hope more
cleaned up.
opinions of mine. Not in a negative way. But
It-
I'm
yeah. But they
very
be the same
opinionated.
ones. Those be the same ones that talk all this, and then when you see it, they see you in public. Hey, how you doing?
Well,
No, I just
I
well,
don't
they be like, no, no, no. See, I just didn't appreciate because what I had saw was right. Let me tell you what I saw. Let me tell you what I saw. Because what I saw when I
Yep.
saw it, what I thought you was trying to say was, so it was probably a big misunderstanding. You feel
Yeah.
me? So
I
my
would say,
bad
no,
for
that was your
saying what I
damn opinion. To my
right.
opinion,
My bad for saying what I said. Right. You know they
Yeah.
gonna cop a, I mean, but sis, I mean, but I ain't know it was that deep. You right, you right. It was like a 1 minute clip and I jumped the gun, and I said you stupid. But you feel me?
I don't
My
know,
bad,
man.
my
Some
bad.
people
But
stand ten
ain't no
toes
harm.
down on it.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
here's
I'm
here's the
it's
thing, Drew.
2026. It's 2026. People be in these,
people.
and that's what people.
But a
I
lot
mean,
of them don't. A lot of them don't, because I'm gonna tell you why they don't. They talk a good game online, right? Because they think the internet keeps them safe. It's just like them people that they jump in your inbox talking about I'm gonna beat you up, this, that, and the third. Me, I'm the type to knock on your door. I find out where you live, I knock on your door. I've done that before. One dude was like,
you
yeah,
ain't put no damn body on the internet. I ain't worried about them goddamn people
no,
on
no,
the
no, no, no,
internet.
no, no, no.
And
Listen, hear me out,
don't
hear me out, hear
and
me out.
don't inbox me and
I'm
talking
just,
about you don't follow me. Just do it. Why did you announce it? If you
Right,
wanted to have the conversation, say you want to have a conversation,
right.
or even if you disagree, we can have that conversation
They
too.
don't want to have a conversation because what they want to do is prove how right they are, right? And then they all of a sudden want to be big and bad. And then I'd be like, I look up their IP address and find out exactly where they live, pinpoint
No,
exactly where they live, go
I'm
knock
not.
on their door.
I'm
man,
not
I
doing
be
that.
having opinions underneath of some shit. I did listen.
We're all not going to agree. I mean, some things,
Comment.
right? We're all not going to agree. Just it kills me when our community think we all supposed to have the same outrage at the same time over the same thing. We're all not going to be angry to that degree over the same thing. And like Paul said, you don't know people experiences. I've experienced racism. I didn't had shit and dirt thrown on me when my family was visiting Myrtle Beach and I was like 5. I didn't
I
been called.
experienced
I didn't been
racism
called
and
the N word.
prejudice.
I didn't been called everything else. So when people say that, and because you're enraged and you let this consume your life, which is what racism will do, and what the oppressors want you to do, is be angry, uptight, miserable, and have high blood pressure for the rest of your life because you mad. I'm not letting nobody have that much control over me.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be.
Uh.
But we can't all
All I
be
want
mad
to
at
say.
the same time.
Can I just say one thing? Just one thing.
But
Just
I'm
send
not.
send it to your friends and ask them what they think about it while you commenting on that. I gladly appreciate it. We would like to know more people's opinions on the topic at hand. So go to the page and please like, subscribe, and share Casual Convo.
And thank you, G, for closing us out. So we will see you guys on Monday at 8 p.m. for Monday chat. So thank you guys for tuning in and supporting Casual Convo. Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Doses.
Where Rich go? Every time we on hand
He
radio, this
probably
happens.
sleeps somewhere. I know you
Shout
ain't
out to
sleep. I
hand
know you ain't
radio.
sleep.